stuff back here so it looks nice.
Okay, hold on. You
A
just
lot.
said you connected your lamp to the Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Smart light.
It's the smart light bulbs where you can turn them off on your phone and stuff and change the color.
Oh, okay.
I
That
only
makes
have
sense.
one. It's just my lamp, but in my room, I had to take it out to the living room and do it out there right next to the router. And I just,
Okay.
that's what we've had to do for everything to connect anything to the Wi-Fi at this place. You have to literally put it right under the router. And then you
That's
can
so
Like
move it wherever
annoying.
you want.
we thought
But
there
like
was an
you
issue
have
with
to have it
Furb.
under there.
Didn't
Mm-hmm.
like the Furbo, the camera we have for Dolly.
Yeah, I thought I
Like
was gonna have to buy like
we
a
thought we
new
were gonna have to buy a
camera.
new one. But then we like were calling our Wi-Fi people and stuff. So in our apartment, it's like community Wi-Fi. We don't have our own separate account or anything.
Which
So
makes
we have
zero
to
sense.
like call the apartment and then the apartment is like, we'll connect you with our customer service person. So
Like
then we
it's
were talking
our
to him
Wi-Fi, but like it's not.
Yeah.
and he was like, I don't know, are you guys like close enough to it? I literally had to like stand on a chair and hold the camera right next to the router because our router's also like attached to the wall up by the ceiling.
Yeah.
So wait, does your monthly rent then include Wi-Fi?
hmm Well, it's separate. It's a community fee, $70 a month.
Okay. And
But
it
that's like
sucks,
the
right? It's not very
community fee,
good.
so is that also
It's not.
I don't I don't pay anything.
It,
I actually have a question. Is the
what's the
community
question?
fee that covers then like trash, the pool, the clubhouse?
I guess. It doesn't really say what all is included. I'm guessing it's just like we have a community fee that's $70, and then we have another fee that's $18, and then we pay for water also like within when we pay rent,
Man,
it all
they
is the
really
same bill.
nickel and dime you there, don't they?
I feel like that's most apartment
Yeah.
locations.
I guess my old apartment, we would pay for water and trash through our rent. Like that was
Yeah.
like an addition onto our rent.
hmm
But included in our rent was like any stuff that they had, like the pool and the fitness room and like the clubhouse and things like that. Like that wasn't a separate expense.
Yeah. We also have a pet fee. But the pet fee here is cheaper than it was at our old apartment.
Hmm.
And the pet fee here has a purpose. It maintains like that they have a dog park here. It's for
Yeah.
like maintaining that, and then they have
Yeah.
like all the
And they
little like
have
spots where you put your poop, like, and they empty those and everything, which like isn't
and
that
they
much, but
provide
like,
you with bags.
yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's at least good. Hmm.
but
Well,
like
at
there's a
least you won't be
purpose
there
for
for
the pet
much
fee
longer.
here. Our old apartment, there wasn't really a purpose, and it was more
Yeah.
expensive.
Makes sense.
Apartments, what are you gonna
That's why I moved out of one.
do?
Um, Speaking of our house though, so last night we had, I think it was the loudest thunderstorm I've ever heard in my entire life. At like 2:30 in the morning, Alec and I both woke up to just booms, and the the rain was hitting our window so hard that I thought it was hailing outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then the lightning would flash. It was wild. I was like, I feel like the house is shaking. It's so bad.
Probably was.
And it just reminded me though of how, and like a few weeks ago, like the second, literally like the week we moved into our house, there was this crazy lightning storm outside where it just like kept lightning. Like we weren't hearing thunder, just lightning in the sky. And it was like like constant lightning. And it just reminded me though of like how great Midwest thunderstorms are.
I love a good thunderstorm though.
I do too, except for when it wakes you up in the middle of the night and it's so loud and you can't go back to sleep.
Yeah.
I was also
My
slightly concerned about Alex's grill outside because he like moved it underneath like the house, but like it was still outside. And I was like, oh, please don't ruin that thing that just got bought and like don't hurt that.
They're meant to be
Yeah.
outside though, right?
Usually with a cover. We haven't gotten a
Uh,
cover yet.
that didn't
So,
that didn't come with the grill.
and no, that's a separate expense, of course.
Well, it is one of the more fancy brands.
It is bougie. My husband likes a bougie
And
grill.
usually anything bougie, any accessories you have to buy separate.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's like a
Ridiculous.
separate birthday gift he's getting here in a couple weeks. Anywho, um, you guys made chocolate chip banana cookies
Mhm.
last night, and I'm dying to know how they turned out.
Very good. I really like them. They're nice and like chewy because of the banana, I think. Like it keeps them
Do
soft
they
and chewy.
taste banana-y?
You
Okay.
can
Yeah.
taste the banana, but it's not like overwhelming.
Okay.
Apparently Jillian can taste the cinnamon. There's not that much cinnamon in them. And I was like, I do not taste the cinnamon.
I
Like I
had
cannot like pinpoint there's cinnamon in this.
I had another one today, and I'm like, this is all cinnamon.
That's
I think
insane.
it's
I
I
literally
think
don't taste it.
I think it's the same. Like my taste buds, just it's cinnamon, cilantro, and coconut. Just, if it's in there, I will taste it, and it will overwhelm everything else.
But
You
do
just
you
have an
dislike
aversion,
the
a big
taste of
aversion to
cinnamon?
those.
I don't like cinnamon. It's kind of like hit or miss for me because I don't like dislike cinnamon, but I only like it so much and in certain things. But
Yeah.
cilantro, absolutely not. Cannot.
I love
Coconut,
cilantro.
I can only do coconut as like toasted coconut shrimp.
Okay,
What
so
about flavoring of coconut?
I like to get the ocean
Generally, no.
water drink from Sonic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And
No.
I like Jillian never usually gets like the fun drinks, so I told her what I usually get, and I've never really like taken note of what is in it because I just like the taste.
What's in it?
And Jillian immediately takes a sip of it and she goes, "This is all coconut." I'm like, "What?" I've
Well, it
never
is made
tasted
with
I
coconut
was
water,
I was
right?
like, you didn't tell me there's coconut water in here. And she was like, I didn't
Yeah,
know. And I was like, that's all I
I
can
was like, I
taste.
didn't know there was
That's
coconut in
funny.
there. I
Like,
So
I
didn't
didn't know.
vibe
I don't
with
know
it, so
what
I just
that is called, but I have that
you have
problem.
it.
Okay, so Jillian didn't like them very much because it tasted too much like cinnamon.
They're fine. I've had
And
two. I like
okay,
them. It's like it's fine. It's a good cookie. It's not my favorite, but it's a good cookie. It's
Well,
solid.
next time we can
what's
do
your
less
favorite cookie?
cinnamon if you want.
Um, favorite cookie, white chocolate macadamia nut, probably.
Mm, that's a
My
good
favorite cookie
cookie.
is a good chewy oatmeal raisin cookie.
I also love an oatmeal raisin.
An oatmeal raisin?
Yeah.
Love
It's our
oatmeal
dad's favorite cookie, so we just grew up with them, I think. But
Okay. Can't say I
also,
agree.
raisin.
like, if you do a chocolate chip cookie right, like, it's got to be like a soft,
Yeah.
just solid chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
That's never gonna be a miss.
Well, I'm excited for you guys to potentially make the giant cookie, Chloe's giant cookies, her recipe for the funfetti cookie that I sent you.
Yeah, I haven't watched it
Because they're
yet, but
like
the picture of it looks
giant
really good.
cookies.
I love confetti
Yeah.
stuff.
And they make like 7 of them.
That's crazy.
Well, they're like 6 ounce cookies or something,
I
6
know
or
they're
7 ounce cookies.
huge.
We
So
could make
that one of those will last you
several
maybe 2.
smaller ones.
Yeah, but then that messes everything up.
The point is to
Does
make a
it?
big cookie.
I know.
Yeah. You have to follow the
But it doesn't
recipe.
mess it
Well,
up.
see, okay. Here is my rule for baking and for cooking. Cooking, experiment away. Do whatever you want. You want to add extra this, you want to not use that, fine. Do it. Baking is a science, though. And you
Okay,
gotta make sure to get it right.
so last night I was making the dinner. We were doing ham and cheese sliders. Daniela was making the cookies. I am very much a follow the recipe to the letter. Like I will reread the recipe multiple times before I make a move. Daniela is more of a measure with your heart kind of person.
That's me
And she
too.
like kept yelling at me about that. She's like, "Oh, I don't actually want you to put that ingredient in there." And then she's like, "Ooh, not too much of that. Just like measure with your heart." And I was like, "This says to do 3 tablespoons."
That's I will say I'm so much a measure with your heart when it comes to the food I'm eating for dinner on a regular basis. The exact comes from the baking. Unless it's like chocolate
I'm
chips or something that's like
I'm
excess.
mostly exact when it comes to the baking. This one, like, it wanted 1/4 cup banana, but it also said like small banana, and I didn't read the 1/4 cup part, and I'd already mashed it up. And it was like, just discard the rest. I'm like, I'm not throwing away the banana. It's perfectly fine. So
Yeah.
I just left it in there. I think it was a little over, but I was like, it's for the
You're like
flavor.
it's fine.
It's not like that. Like, it's not gonna structurally change the recipe that much.
Yeah.
But like the flour and like the base stuff that like you need, I'm
Yeah.
pretty exact on that stuff.
The thing about following the recipe though is that it slows you down sometimes too much. For example, Alec is a strict rule follower. He's got a recipe, he's going to follow it to a T. So there is plenty of times where I have a recipe in my head or like something that I grew up on that doesn't have, there's not a recipe out there that exists. And so I kind of like, usually I'll look at like cooking times on like a few different recipes or I'll pull things from like 4 different recipes and make something and measure with my heart. And he just can't do that. He's like, how much of this do I need? How much of that? And I'm like, just sprinkle it in there. It's fine.
No, I'm with Alec. That's why I hate cooking because it takes me so long.
Yeah. He's also, he is an amazing cook. And I'm so grateful when he cooks. But because of his exaction, he has to be so exact on everything that it takes him like 20 times longer than it takes me. So, like last night, he was trying to cut green onions and he wanted it lined up perfectly so that he could just like cut, cut, cut. But he kept not getting all the ends, like the little, butt at the end, like the little
Hmm.
floury thing at the end. He kept not getting all of those on his first cut. So he kept having to go like little cuts, little cuts, little cuts here and there. And I'm like, honey, just chop a big one off at the end and then cut, 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 cut.
Oh.
So
Yeah, like the
he's
ham and
very
cheese
sweet.
sliders, like Jillian has made those before. We had those at brunch growing up, but she's still
Yeah.
like she's fully reading the recipe. And like
Dillian, don't you know it by now?
I mean, sure, but like you don't want to miss something. Okay,
that's where
listen,
you
I've
just
been
read the
traumatized in the
ingredients and make
kitchen,
sure you
okay?
have the ingredients. So she has
Have
been
you
doing
been yelled at for not missing some or for missing something?
Oh, I've been made fun of, I've been yelled at,
it.
I've been
Yeah.
I've had traumatic
I think such an
experiences in the kitchen.
experience as a child was not great.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Did you guys grow up like, did your parents make you start making meals when you were young?
Mm, I do believe there was at one point where our mom was trying to institute like we each were assigned a day of the week.
Yeah,
That didn't last very long,
no.
but that
She's kind
was
of
happening for a little bit.
she likes to control things.
Like what's
So
happening in the kitchen?
it's just like what's happening in the house.
Oh.
Like even cleaning and stuff, like if you gotta like do it the way she wants you to do it. I just take over one room and nobody's allowed in there while I'm cleaning for her.
Yeah, but like I mean, if you didn't like what was for dinner, you can like make yourself
Make you
something.
make leftovers, make yourself something, don't eat.
Yeah.
But
But
what was
it
there,
wasn't
what she was
like
making.
it wasn't like sometimes she would like call and be like, "Oh, I'm busy. Can you make this for dinner?" But it wasn't like a regular occurrence.
See, my parent, or yeah, specifically, my stepmom was really good at being like, hey, you're going to learn how to make like a staple, like tacos. you're going to learn how to make these specific things. I can't even remember everything that we used to have growing up. Um, but we started probably when we were in middle school, just like getting in the kitchen and like we were the ones at the stove making sure the meat was brown and adding the stuff, and she was always around when we were younger so that we didn't, hurt ourselves or do something terrible. But then in high school, she would call on her way home and she'd be like, "Okay, start dinner."
Yeah, we would do stuff
So,
like browning the meat and stuff, or like peeling potatoes or whatever it was.
yeah, help with dinner prep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not be allowed to do much of the cutting because I was too slow. Or I
Or
think
too
a lot
ahead
of
of
it was I
yourself.
just took too long. Or I would cut myself. Okay, I cut myself once in high school, like in a class in high school. None of my family was there, but it's
No, but
still
the problem
like, they're
is
like, we
you
can't
don't.
trust you with a knife.
I never thought that, but the problem is you have a high pain tolerance, so you didn't even know you were doing it.
Yeah, so the story is
Jillian.
it was knife skills in our foods class. And we were like, we all had carrots and we were supposed to cut, like, we had all the different styles. We were supposed to cut everything. I'm trying my hardest to cut this carrot. And I was like, I don't know if it's just like the carrot is really hard or if this knife is really dull, but I'm like putting all my weight on this knife to cut through the carrot. Turns out I had the knife facing the wrong direction, so my whole hand was going on the blade and not the carrot. And I was bleeding. Like I had cut
Oh,
myself enough that I was actively bleeding, but I had like convinced myself it was carrot juice and I wasn't bleeding and everything was fine.
Jillian. Oh my God. That is a horror story. What? Oh my God.
So, yeah.
Okay, to be fair, I also wouldn't let you in the kitchen. Jeez. Now that you tell me that story, yikes.
She's
But
much
like
better
I'm
at the knife
fine.
than
I
me.
can, yeah. And that was like it was okay, it was like a really old knife in our high school. And so it wasn't very clear which edge of the knife was actually the cutting part. That's my story at least. So.
Okay, that's your story, and
That's
you're the
probably
only one
true,
here to tell
Jillian,
it.
Exactly.
because
So,
they got new knives my freshman year.
Yeah, see? It's just a bad night. It's just overall. And I was really nervous because I knew like I didn't have a lot of experience cooking and like my mom had told that to my foods teacher. So I was like, everybody's watching me. I
I
can't
can't
mess
mess
up.
up. Aw. Well, I'm
Yeah, but
glad that you've had no other knife incidents since.
no. There are
That's
a
like
couple
me and washing
more
dishes.
there were a couple more incidents in foods class, but it's fine. I mean like by the I did foods too, like the second class, and we were each assigned a country. And
Hmm.
I got France, and I had to make crepes for the class in front of the class. Like, do like kind of like, here's how you make a crepe. I did that just
I,
fine. So,
I was gonna say I never had to do that, but then I remembered that it was because COVID happened. I was like, I was in foods too. I didn't do that.
Makes sense. All right, we want to get into it.
yep.
Yep,
Okay. Welcome to the Pocket Friends podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Miranda.
I'm Daniela.
And I'm Jillian.
And this week, we get to talk about what happened at the Japan Grand Prix, our
The last
last
one for a
F1
long
race
time.
I
for
would
a
like to
while.
start.
Go
I
ahead.
would like to start and say I predicted the entire podium.
Okay. No, no, no. Tell them, though, when you predicted it, because I think that has some say, that's some sway on it.
Right before the race.
Yeah. So after qualies, after we knew our starting grid.
I didn't know the starting grid actually. I didn't have it written down or anything, and it hadn't played on the TV before I had written down my
Okay.
predictions.
I feel like we had talked about it, but okay.
But the
I
starting grid hadn't played, and I didn't know how qualies ended because I didn't have it written down and I didn't look it up because then I would see the race results.
Yeah.
the results was my alternate guess for what was gonna
The
happen.
results
I
was mostly me not wanting George
George.
George.
to be anywhere on the
Yeah.
podium.
You and your hate of George, sadly.
That's where my predictions come from. It's just what I want.
Yeah.
And I did predict Oscar for P2, but mostly because I just wanted him to do well since he hadn't gotten a chance to race yet. And then obviously I always want Charles to be on the podium.
Of course. Yeah. I was honestly really happy for Oscar. I felt like I was like, oh, good. Not only did you start a race, but you actually got to podium this time. So
Yeah.
I was
That's
pretty
something
happy
Lando
for
hasn't
him.
done yet.
Yeah. He's actually the only person who has both started and podiumed. Um, oh, wait, no, no, no. Him and Kimmy have every race they've started, they've podiumed.
Yeah.
That's a
Because
funny
Kimmy has been on the
thing
podium
that you
every
do.
race so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kimmy's killing it.
It's more
I mean,
impressive for Kimmy because like that you have to
Yes.
he's
know that
actually has 3 races.
he started 3 races instead of one.
Yes. But it is funny to have that stat out there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kimmy though, youngest
Youngest.
youngest to leave the
Yeah.
drivers' championship,
Yeah.
Yeah.
youngest person
And
ever.
the
Youngest
first
on pole.
Italian since 1953.
That's amazing.
Yep.
I'm
It's
so
changing
proud
the
of
And
game.
him.
Alonso finished the race.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had a lot more finishes this race.
We only had two DNFs.
Yeah, and one
Hmm.
was a crash,
One was a
and one was
crash.
just a DNF. Stroll.
Yeah.
As a result of some unfortunate rules.
Yeah. Um, I did write down that this was the first race where we've had all 22 on the grid. So that was exciting. And no one start from a pit lane. So
Yeah.
that was good.
Mhm.
Yeah, and only one retirement because of the car.
Yeah,
So,
things are looking up.
Who were I know it was Ollie who was the other DNF.
Stroll.
Stroll
Oh, that's it.
passed
I
him.
thought
Hmm.
I
Yep.
thought Stroll was something else. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. And I
It
mean, we
was
knew Aston Martin's got a lot of issues to work through, so.
they're still struggling with their car.
But
And I
like
really hope
Cadillac,
That's why
Alonso,
I give kudos to Alonso for finishing.
yeah, I hope Alonso is doing
it's
okay after
okay.
finishing the race. Someone made a joke, maybe not the best joke, but well, it depends on how you take it, but they give him props for driving around a vibrator. They're like, good job.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, buddy, I hope your hands are okay.
Yeah.
me too. I hope this isn't like his last season just because of an eventual injury from this.
How many teams has he been on? Do we know?
I can figure it out.
Probably do a quick Google.
I'm just curious as to what teams he's been a part of.
I don't know. I know he just had a baby.
Yeah, he's dad now. Maybe actually, I can see that being a reason
A
to
reason.
potentially retire.
He's like, you know what? Got some other things to focus on.
Six
Well,
different
speaking
teams during his
six
career.
different.
Matt Minardi, 2001. Renault,
Okay.
2003 to 2006, and then there's a gap in 2008 to 2009. McLaren in 2007, that's where the gap comes from for Renault, and 2015 to 2018. Ferrari 2010 to 2014, Alpine 2021 to 2022, and then Aston Martin 2023 to present.
Okay. Interesting.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of teams. It's a lot of driving. Basically, that man has a long career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's old.
He is old, and not the way you call me old.
No.
But yeah, he just had a baby. Congratulations to him and his partner and his wife, I believe.
Hmm.
Um, but speaking of retirements, did you guys hear what Max said? Supposedly
No.
on the radio, he and now this was him in the moment mad, but he basically said out loud on the radio, like, this car is gonna make me retire.
Like in Japan, he said that?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was Japan. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah. I mean, another year with a bad car for him. It's unfortunate.
It really is. Uh, Hold on. There's way too many things. But anyways, he was like really complaining about the car and like joking about retirement. And people are like
Yeah, I'm
stressed.
sure. I do remember there being a radio where he was complaining about the car that like popped up on the screen. I don't know if that one was like just on his station.
Yeah, I have noticed, I feel like that they're not on F1 TV, at least where we've been watching it. They haven't been showing as many radio messages.
Mm-mm.
Like sometimes I'll
I
hear
was
the
just
announcers.
assuming there wasn't as many to show, but maybe they're like being more selective.
So you have to be like
Maybe.
to get a lot of them now, I guess you have to be like on
They're like channel.
car. They're on board.
Mm. Need a bigger
That's where a
TV
lot
to
of
do
people
that.
get that's where a lot of people get radios. Um, like Charles when he was talking about it being like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
They didn't show that on like the whole broadcast, but people who were on board with him saw it, I guess.
Hmm. Okay. I don't know where it is, but anyways. Um, what was I saying?
Yeah. I mean, Max, I mean, he's annoyed with the regulations this year and just the rules with
Yeah.
the car. And then he has a bad car on top of it that he doesn't feel like he can be competitive in. I also don't think the new rules really go with his driving style. Like he's definitely more aggressive and doesn't harvest. Because like you're only harvesting when you're braking, and I don't think he's much of a braker.
Yeah,
So
I
I don't
agree.
think he's enjoying F1 at the moment.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the FIA has to say um, after this break. So,
Let
you
me
said they
tell
came
you.
out with a statement. Yeah, what did the statement
Yeah.
say?
So on their official Instagram, they posted this, specifically said that this is following the incident involving Oliver Bearman at the Japanese Grand Prix and the contribution of high closing speeds in the accident. The FIA would like to provide the following clarifications. Since their introduction, the 2026 regulations have been the subject of ongoing discussions between the FIA, teams, power unit manufacturers, drivers, and FOM. By design, these regulations include a number of adjustable parameters, particularly in relation to energy management, which allow for optimization based on real-world data. It has been the consistent position of all stakeholders that a structured review would take place after the opening phase of the season to allow for sufficient data to be gathered and analyzed. A number of meetings are therefore scheduled in April to assess the operation of the new regulations and to determine whether any refinements are required. Any potential adjustments, particularly those related to energy management, require careful simulation and detailed analysis. The FIA will continue to work in close and constructive collaboration with all stakeholders to ensure that the best possible outcome for the sport and safety will always remain a core element of the FIA's mission. At this stage, any speculation regarding the nature of potential changes would be premature. Further updates will be communicated in due course. So, sounds like this month, everybody's getting together and they will, I'm assuming they'll probably make changes. I mean, they say it's
Well,
premature, but
they will likely make changes, but I wonder how, I mean, they can't make that big of changes, right?
I mean, they talked about like adjustable parameters. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's not going to be anything like drastic, but it will
Yeah.
probably have to do with like, I don't know, yeah, because I'm not even really sure how the power units are structured. Like, can you
Like how much
change?
power it can hold before you have to break to
Yeah.
recharge.
Or like if there's any way to adjust the 50-50-ness of it.
Yeah. Or there is there a way to short or like yeah, I guess make longer the times between needing to recharge. Because that seems to be the issue. It's like you use too much power and then someone else saves it until they pass you and then they pass you again and then you're
Well, and
out.
there's
You're
like
completely
boost
out of
mode,
power.
which is essentially like in Fast and Furious, is from what I've gathered. It's like in Fast and Furious when they like click the button and they
Yeah.
Yeah, but it like using boost mode completely drains you.
Yeah. So if you
yeah.
use boost mode to get someone and someone else has boost mode, they'll just pass you right back. So like it's fun for a moment, but it's basically just you playing
Yeah.
whatever,
Which is
running
we
around.
saw that
Yeah,
happening a lot in
which
Japan.
I don't mind that aspect of it. It's more the aspect of this person has boost, and even if this person isn't charged enough for boost yet, they still have more charge than the person who just used their boost. And then you have something like Ollie, where the person in front is trying to brake to recharge, and then the person behind
Is trying to use boost.
is trying to use boost or
Or
just
just
has
like
more power
going at
in
normal
general.
speed and
Right, right.
Yeah. I
because
did
like
notice. Sorry, go ahead.
well there it used to be there was like a clear braking zone and it's like everybody
Mm.
would know when everybody's going to be braking. And now with this need to harvest, that can just happen
Anytime.
whenever they need power.
Yeah, I was gonna say I noticed there was one incident that got noted, and I can't remember who it was, but it was about unnecessary braking, and I think it had to do with harvesting their whatever the power, um, and it just got noted, and it was like, oh, no further investigation, even though,
Because what can you do? Like
yeah,
that's you're forcing them to brake.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it is making dangerous conditions like we saw.
Yeah. And I mean, the drivers have talked about it. Like the battles aren't fun anymore because it's really just like it's not even driving anymore. It's just like who has anything left in the tank
Yeah,
at the
the only
end.
person who has said it's fun is Charles, and he said it was like Mario Kart,
And
and
Yeah,
he
Lewis.
he's
had the
like it's
magic
like a
mushroom.
mushroom.
And Lewis, guys, and he even brought up his nemesis when he was talking about it.
When?
After Japan.
No.
I don't know if it was after Japan or after China, but when he was talking about how fun it is racing Charles, and he brought up Nico, I think Nico Rosberg, is that who it is?
Yeah.
Who was Lewis's former teammate years back, and they were in a battle for the championship, and they were on the same team, and bad blood. Haven't spoken to each other type of bad blood in however many
Yikes.
years it's been. And like the other guy is like he's like a commentator person and interviewer person to an extent with F1. So like he's like on the grid every weekend
Yeah.
and they haven't spoken to each other. And then Lewis was like, "Yeah, it was great. It was like back in the day racing Nico."
That was probably
And
after
so everyone
China
was
because
like,
him
"Wow,
and
Lewis is
Charles
really
were
happy he even
fighting.
brought up Nico."
That's funny. I didn't know that backstory.
Yeah.
But I do think it's different when the Ferraris are racing each other versus like
Yeah.
two teams from different two cars from different teams
Well, it's because
because
the cars
like
are
the
so similar.
Ferraris know how the car is working. Like
Yeah.
Right.
you know what the other person's working with.
Yeah, like we saw a
To
lot
an
this
extent,
race
but like,
of
yeah.
George and Hamilton and Charles, basically. The three of them kept swapping places, it seemed.
And Lando.
Oh, yeah, Lando was up there too.
Yeah, and it really like just came down to who had a power boost to give on this last turn.
Hmm.
And it was like
Yeah,
whoever had it got it. Like it wasn't really
it
about
wasn't
your
really
ability to
strategy, it was
defend.
more gambling of like you just had to gamble that this person didn't have enough boost to use on you after you used yours
Yeah,
because you don't know what type of power they have stocked up.
no,
Yeah. It's definitely
So
less
it's
about
not
driving
as much
ability, which is
strategy,
less
I
fun.
don't think, as
it's a lot
previously
more
reported.
strategy. Yeah.
You think it's more strategy? I think it's less. I think it's more gambling.
I I mean, I think it's strategy to a degree because, like, if they kind of have, like, how much power potentially they have used.
Right. I'm not saying
Like,
there's
I'm sure
no
they're on the
strategy.
radio a little bit.
I think it's less strategy than before these regulations.
I think it's less driving ability. It's like it
That
doesn't come
too.
down to your ability to be able to defend.
Yeah.
Which
It
is strategy.
it comes down to who has power left.
That's literally what I'm saying, guys. Strategy is how you defend and how you drive. Okay,
I
are
think it
we
can be both.
on the same page?
Yeah.
Strategy
I
is
just,
how you defend and how you drive. And I don't think, I'm not saying there's not any of that this year. There is, obviously, but I don't think it's as much as years prior before these regulations. And like you had, like, obviously there were bad cars, but like you have to have like a strategy to like be in any fight. Where like now, if you like can save up enough of your power, even if you're not better than the person who just passed you, you've got boost, so you can pass them right back, and now they're depleted. And then you're holding them up after they get charged and they have to pass you again and hope you don't do the same thing over again.
okay. I could agree with that.
It's more like hoping and praying gambling than it is strategy, I think. I'd say like there's strategy, like 40% of it is strategy. The rest is hoping and praying that they don't have more power than you.
I still think there's a little bit more to it, but yes. I think there is a little bit of there certainly is a level of gamble with it, but I think there's strategy behind the gambles.
That's why I think there's only 40% strategy.
Okay, moving on.
Honestly, this felt like a little bit of a boring race.
Yeah, I fell asleep during it.
I know.
Yeah, I built a
I
model
remember.
car.
I was working on a puzzle.
I was just watching the race and instead of doing anything else.
Well, and
And
that's why you fell asleep.
I got lulled by the sounds of the cars.
Oh, I do think, what did you guys think about the safety car and how it affected the
George.
outcome?
That was just unfortunate. That was
He
rough.
literally pitted right before the safety car.
Yeah.
Yeah, which really just like is like kind of bad luck, but like there's like it also affected Oscar and where
Yeah, it
he
did.
was, but like there's so many like what ifs, but like that is what happened.
Yeah.
Like we can hypothesize all we want about what would have happened if the safety car didn't come up, but the safety car came up.
Yeah.
So like that's what it is.
I am thinking about Oscar's reactions to things this year versus how it would have been last year. Last year, if this would have happened and he got P2, he would have been so mad and like grumpy and like kind of his normal self about it. which he would have been like, like glad we got P2, but we could have done better. This time I felt like he was like, I'm okay with it. Like, yeah, it sucked in the
He
moment,
finished the
but
race.
I finished the race.
Yeah.
Well, and he was leading for a while. Like,
Yeah,
he
which is how
was
the
competing with the Mercedes car.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is interesting because Lando, I feel like, has not been up there. He has not been able to be competitive, really,
No.
with the top three.
No, but I
Yeah,
really
I
feel
don't
like the
know.
top like four is where any competition is, no matter what.
Hmm.
Like you have to be up in that to even be competing for anything, really.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there doesn't really seem to be too many other battles below the top four. And maybe that's just what they're showing us, but it doesn't
I
feel
I
mean, there's
do,
right. Like,
definitely battles happening below,
yeah,
but
which I
right, but
do
there's
like
think
not
we
a
not like
ton
saw.
of
anything.
movement.
No,
Right.
I do think we saw more of the below the top five of the grid this race in Japan because there was less happening in one, two, and well, one and two. There was stuff happening like three, four,
In
five.
Lando's defense, he was P5, which is above Hamilton and right below Russell.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, also just
So like he was up
Oscar
there.
qualified in a
He
good
just wasn't
spot. Like
up there.
Lando hasn't qualified that high yet.
no,
So he started off in a good position.
and
Like he
he took
started
Yeah, he
off
advantage.
actually
where,
he actually finished where he started. He started P5.
Lando,
Yeah.
but
yeah, he
like
did.
Oscar qualified where a Ferrari is usually qualifying, and we see the battle at the front with Ferrari and Mercedes. So
Yeah.
that might honestly just come down to grid position.
Yeah, and Oscar really took advantage of the start of the race. Like he got up there, quickly surpassed George and Kimmy and everyone up there, and really started
Yeah,
the race leading.
he he almost had a start similar to what Ferrari's been doing, where they get the jump real quick off the line,
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I
which
think
was
it's
interesting
Mercedes
because we
isn't
haven't
as
really gotten
quick.
to see that. What did you say, Jillian?
I think we're noticing like it's Mercedes just isn't quick off the line, but they're strong at the end of the race.
Yeah,
Well,
they
I
can
think they've kind
maintain
of
better
done
than
that.
others.
Are you just realizing that?
No, not just real, but like it's every single race it's happened. So it's like I
Yeah.
do think it's like the car isn't built
For
to
starting.
start a race fast.
Yeah, I also think that because they have been so high up there, like usually they've been one, two, um, on qualifying and starting grid, they're just not as good at defending their positions. Like they're just not as quick up there at the start.
Possibly.
So,
It's myself and I have a giant red mark on my neck.
um, so yeah, that was kind of interesting to see Oscar up there. Um, my gosh, the Japan Grand Prix. Now that I'm thinking, I've been keeping
This
up
is
with
awesome.
the points too. So we have Kimmy, Russell, Charles, Hamilton, Lando, Oscar.
Yeah, I also have it, but they're not in order because it's written down and I don't have a fancy computer to algebra. It's just whatever order I put them in originally.
So it's the Mercedes, the Ferraris, the
And then
McLarens,
McLaren.
and then it goes jumble of
I
people.
Alpine's been at least Gasly's been doing very well.
Gasly's been doing very well. Colapinto only has 1 point, but
Pierre
Gasly,
Gasly has 15 points.
yeah, he's got
So
15
Kimmy's
points.
leading with 72 and George has 63. So like almost
Yes,
10 whole points ahead.
yeah,
Well, George didn't have a
And
great
then
finish.
it's Ferrari with Charles with 49 and Lewis with 41.
Yeah. And then we have a big jump down to 25 points for Lando
Yeah.
and 21 for Oscar.
Which not, I mean, like at that point we're getting into DNFs. Like they
Yeah.
haven't even finished every race.
Yeah, like even Ollie. So Ollie is currently seventh in the Drivers' Championship with 17 points,
But he was
right
the
behind Piastri, and he DNF'd.
yeah,
So I'm proud of Ollie.
yeah, he's doing great. I'm glad like they
Yeah,
came
the
back and said,
honestly, the only thing saving Piastri is that he podiumed this race and that he got points in the sprint race.
Yeah,
Otherwise, he'd be pretty low.
he would. Like Max.
Yeah.
Max is currently ninth.
yikes.
And yeah. And Isaac has as many points as Lindblad does.
That's honestly doing great. He
I'm
had
proud of him for a rookie.
I did he have a penalty in Japan? I thought he was there's something about stop and go with him.
There might have been.
Oh, I do remember you saying that, but I don't remember the result. Um, and then for constructors, Mercedes with 135 points in the triple digits, and then to Ferrari with 90 points.
Ferrari's almost in the triple digits.
And then we jump to Haas. Nope, to McLaren with 46. Then Haas with 18. Red Bull and Alpine both have 16.
It's
Racing
embarrassing.
Bulls, Navy Bulls have 14. And Williams and Audi both have 2 points, and Aston and Cadillac have 0.
Well, I'm hoping Cadillac gets some points now that they've finished a race with both cars. What's your face about Miranda?
I keep I'm seeing something about him crashing, Arvid. A test crash or a test. He was testing tire test crash at Suzuka.
Oh, I didn't know about a crash there.
He experienced a crash during a Pirelli wet weather tire test at Suzuka. Hmm.
So that had to be before the race.
Yeah, I think he actually missed out on P2, practice 2.
Hmm.
Yeah, he missed out on free practice 2 due to a technical issue. So he also was coming in with one less practice than everybody else.
As the rookie, as the only
As
rookie.
the rookie.
That's rough.
Well, he had raced more than Oscar had this season, so
Yeah, but Oscar's done the circuit before. It's like, I
that's
mean, I
true.
guess he's done the circuits in like F2,
Yeah.
but I think it's different when you're in an F1 car.
Do you think because it is so long now until the next race, like the drivers obviously have to maintain some sort of levels? Like this is like a
Um,
spring break for them. So it's gonna
I
be weird.
From what I've heard from like all the team principals and drivers is like they're all going to be working on these cars the whole time.
So no breaks.
It doesn't sound like it.
I guess that's great for their media teams. They just get to torment the drivers the whole time.
Yeah. Well, and then I did see that Ferrari fans were getting concerned because Fred, the principal for Ferrari, was like, we'll be working on the car the whole time and we have exciting improvements for Miami. And they're like,
They're like, it's a
they're
good
like,
car right now.
no.
Don't make any improvements. That's funny.
Like,
Hopefully the improvement is to
that's
be fast in the straight, but
Yeah.
not slow us down in the corners. Keep our jump off the line, make us faster in the straight, and keep our speed in the corners. Don't change anything else.
Don't change anything else. Don't make any unnecessary trips or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like the comments were
Work
like,
smarter,
"That's a
not
threat
harder.
to Ferrari fans." And
That's funny. Well, as a non Ferrari fan, make all the changes you want. Upgrade everything.
no,
Please.
we're doing good this year.
I need to put
We
my
can
thing
knock
back on my
Mercedes
phone.
down. We got a chance.
Yeah.
Nope.
I
We're
mean,
not far
Hamilton's
behind.
podiumed.
George
Like,
and Kimmy forever.
Hamilton got
They're
his
gonna
first
be
podium in Ferrari. Charles has been on the podium several times.
they're gonna do well.
will you
George
be
and
mad if Kimmy wins over George in the Drivers' Championship?
I think I would be bummed, but I would be happy for Kimmy. I would be bummed for George because that would be a big ego. That would be a stab to the
Like
heart,
this
I
kid
think.
just beat you.
Yeah, and he's been doing this for like 8 years, and
I'm okay with that.
I'm not okay with it. I mean, again, like I said, I would be happy for Kimmy because I do root for Kimmy and I want him to do well, but do I want him to be world champion? No.
I like
No, I
Kimmy
don't.
better than George still.
Yes, you've
I make it
expressed
sound
your
like I hate
You've
interest.
made that
George.
clear.
I make it sound like I hate George. I don't hate George. And I do like him. I just
You do
like other
actively root
people.
against him though during the race.
I know because I like other people so much more than I like him. Like he's very mid tier for me in terms of who I like.
I like him.
I know, which then makes my like mid tierness sound even worse because you are like like
Because I'm a
rah
George
rah,
champion. Yeah,
right?
I'm
And
always rooting
I'm
for
like
him.
no.
Well, it's also hard when you think about it because like our favorites often are competing right now.
Yeah,
Hmm.
So you're over there rooting for Charles and Hamilton, and I'm over here rooting for George and Kimmy most of the time. So we're rooting against each other right now because they're
yeah.
competing.
Yeah. I think this year I've fallen like a solid Ferrari fan. If Max can get up there and compete, I'll cheer for him, but I think like at this point I'm just cheering for Charles and Hamilton. And I'm like I like all the other drivers and I'm happy about
Yeah,
everybody.
If
Like
it's
proud of Oscar
not
for
Charles
finishing.
as world champion, then it's Kimmy.
for you,
I don't want George though. Yeah, for me.
obviously.
It's
You've
the
made it
you
very
having to
clear.
throw in that I don't want George that is making us
Because
think you
Miranda
hate
was
him.
saying that she wants George. She would rather have George over Kimmy. And I'm saying I would rather have Charles, obviously, but if it's not Charles, then Kimmy.
Yeah, but it's that you had to throw in the not George.
Yeah, you were like definitely not George,
Like we
not
know.
in any circumstances. Liam Lawson before George,
Not Liam
Franco
Carlos
Lawson.
Colapinto
Lindblad
before
before
George,
George. Not Franco.
Fernando Alonso before George, Lance Stroll before George.
You know what? I would be thoroughly impressed if Fernando Alonso got driver champion this year.
I
Yeah, I
would
would be
too.
too. I'd be like, dang.
That would be the
Something
comeback
had
of
to
the
go
century.
terribly wrong.
I'd be like,
That would
wow,
be
that's
that would
an
be
insane
wild.
twist. That's movie material right there.
Yeah, they could make a second F1 movie just based off of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I have seen, so there's like so many new people to F1. Um, and they've been like, okay, give me like the lowdown. Who do I root for? Like, who are, give me like all the lore and everything. And you know, there's that saying about like your driver doesn't choose, like you don't choose
You
your
choose,
driver
You
yeah.
should
chooses
see your
you.
driver chooses you.
And there's this skit that somebody did, like trying to explain how F1 works.
I think I've seen
And
this.
and he was like, no, like you just feel it, and that's who you start cheering for. And this guy started cheering for Stroll, and he went, no, 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 no. And he was like,
No,
what?
I did
I thought
see
you said
that.
it. He's like, not that one.
not that one, sir. You can't choose that one.
Yeah, I did see that
That
one.
makes me feel really bad for him
I don't. He
But
doesn't even really like F1. He's just there because his dad put him on the team.
yeah, that makes me feel less bad for him. And he's not very
Yeah, I'm
good.
confused. Does he not like it, or is he just like he likes it, but he's not like committed to it? But his dad like bought the team, so he doesn't really
It's
have to be
like
like,
it's like he's like, oh, it's fun. I get to race a car, but he's not like that committed to it like everybody else is.
right. It's not that
Yeah.
he like doesn't want to be there, it's that he's not as committed as the rest.
Yeah, and that he has an injury, which I'm sure this car isn't helping, his wrist injury.
Hmm.
But like that's something that if anybody, any other driver had, they wouldn't still be a driver.
And we're performing this badly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they would not be there
They could
because they
have
would
the
have gotten
injury.
kicked off the team. They would not still be a driver because the team wouldn't want them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure last season any points that Aston Martin scored was basically because of Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So that's
Ever.
fascinating.
So basically there's only 20 teams or 20 drivers. Sorry, not 20 teams. That would be insane.
10 teams.
Who?
Are you
10 teams?
discounting Aston Martin?
Yeah.
What about Cadillac?
The Cadillac is replacing Aston Martin from last year.
You're like, I'll root for Cadillac, but not Aston Martin.
Yeah,
Cadillac
I mean,
has
I'll kind
Botas
of
and
root for
Perez. We
Cadillac
like
because
them.
it's like American.
Yeah. They're the American team. So is Haas, technically.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like Cadillac
technically.
is the American team and they have like their headquarters in America, in
So
Indiana.
does Haas. Haas's headquarters are in America.
Oh yeah, weren't they in like Carolinas?
They're in like North Carolina or South Carolina.
Because we said that
Mm,
that's our way to get Ann Darby interested.
Yeah.
good luck.
Her home team. She
She
wasn't
tunes in every now and
uninterested.
then.
She takes interest. She asks questions and listens. She knows names of people.
She
I think
doesn't
she takes
care.
interest because you guys have an interest, and
Yes.
she takes an interest in you.
Yes.
So I do think it's a big jump to go from taking an interest in something because someone else likes it and you want to check in with them and you want to know that
Well,
you care about them
part
versus
part of
caring
her
about the actual
argument
thing.
part of her argument for not caring is that it's it's not her home team. She doesn't have a home team to root for. There's no like ties to like her roots or anything.
I
Because like
kind of like that.
any other sports team
Yeah,
that
you
she
get to
roots
just.
for is like based near where she's from.
I like the fact that I don't have a home team to root for.
Have you guys been
That
following
my
March Madness?
no. Oh, I okay, I haven't really been following it, but I
Did
watched
you
the
see
final.
Duke and UConn?
I did. I watched the very last moment of that game. Holy crap, was that wild.
That's crazy. Okay, so I went to bed. Like I looked at the score and I was like, "Oh, Duke's winning." And I was like, "Duke's probably gonna win." So I went to bed. Next morning, nope. At the buzzer,
At
UConn
four
with the
seconds.
three-pointer.
4 seconds on the clock. Four.
With the three-pointer, and that was the only three-pointer UConn scored that whole
Where
game.
is
Yep.
this is going to make me sound stupid, but I don't follow basketball in the least. Where's UConn from?
Connecticut,
Connecticut, yeah.
Okay.
University of
University of
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
The
I knew it was
Huskies.
university, and I was like, California, that's not right because it wouldn't be con.
Uh,
It's okay. My brain instantly went to Vermont, and I think it's because our professor, who absolutely loves UConn from law school, um, like just reminds me of a Vermont guy. I think he's from Vermont or something. And so in my brain, I just connected him with Yukon and Vermont, but it's
I think he's
Connecticut.
from Connecticut.
Okay. Well, then that's mixed up in my brain.
But yeah, after I saw that, I was like, first thinking about Ann Darby because she's Duke,
Duke. I
Duke
know.
family.
I
And
literally,
and
as
then
soon
I
as
was
that happened,
like,
I was like, she's gonna be
I
so mad.
wonder, I wonder what our professor's class is like today. Can
He was
you imagine?
probably
He
wild.
probably didn't teach a thing. He's like, we're gonna rewatch this.
Yeah. He's like, let's
Is it
rewatch this last part right here.
is this the professor that I'm thinking it is?
Yeah, probably
Probably.
our favorite, one of our favorites.
Yeah, yeah,
That we went to his house
Yeah,
multiple times. Um, but anyways,
yeah.
yeah, I can't imagine. He probably was like,
I didn't
there's no teaching today. We're just gonna watch basketball.
Well, like when we were in his
Miranda.
class, he had us watch the hype video.
Yeah. What's up?
Miranda, I do understand the Vermont comment, though.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're not off with saying that.
Um, yeah, we used to watch the hype video just for all the Yukon women's team. He was also excited about the Yukon
Yeah,
men's team
and
he loved.
Yukon women are doing great.
Yeah.
This did you see
So,
the furniture store?
No.
There's a furniture store that said all the furniture you purchase between uh, dates between February and March. So like the furniture had to be purchased by now. Um, all that furniture that was purchased, if the men's and women's Yukon teams make it to the finals, then all that furniture is free. They'll refund you completely.
that's crazy.
And like all the things I've been seeing is like this furniture, it's Jordan furniture. It's like Jordan furniture is gonna be sweating so hard right now.
Yeah. Yikes.
So it's over now, right? Or
Yeah.
no?
No.
Oh,
No,
well,
they
it's
have
called
the
March
finals.
Madness, so pardon me.
No, it goes into Easter weekend.
Yeah.
So
But
who's what's this is
So
the
it's
last round
Yukon.
then Easter weekend?
Yeah. It's Yukon and what am I on? Oh, now we're in a final four.
yeah. Um,
Okay, so there's four teams left. Yukon,
Okay.
Illinois, Arizona, Michigan.
Illinois.
No one roots for Illinois.
That's my home.
so I feel like Michigan's gonna take it because Michigan and Duke played like a game just for fun against each other because they were both like the
Number
expected
one.
number one seeds,
Hey,
and
apparently you
Duke
can't
beat
discount
Michigan.
UConn.
No, you can never discount UConn. Although UConn did me dirty last year because I put them as like making it far and they did not do well. But I'm
No,
maybe like
I do remember picking teams last year with you guys, but you guys like Aunt Darby was just doing it based off like names she knew.
yeah. Name recognition.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
how fast she like recognized the names, how well she recognized them, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and Darby has even more reason to be mad because Yukon is the women's is the final four is Yukon and South Carolina. So
So
we should tell her to watch this
is
episode.
this the finals then, the four?
No, that's Final Four, and then they'll have the top two. So
Yeah, the final
So to
whoever
championship.
get
wins
your
from each of
furniture
those.
free, the UConn has to make it to the top two.
UConn has to beat Illinois, which
We'll see.
probably a good chance.
Yeah, and the women's team has to beat South Carolina,
Yeah.
which they're both the number one seeds.
My lip hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, like people from Illinois, their team usually is Michigan.
See, I
That
didn't
makes a
think
lot of
that was
sense.
true. I was
Oh,
like,
you don't?
I think Illinois, we usually go with like Purdue or something. I guess that we
Yeah,
just have a lot of friends who cheer for Purdue.
yeah. I feel like the most like the the two teams I hear the most are Michigan and Purdue
Yeah. Kansas, we have
that like
two.
are people's teams.
For basketball, we root for KU because KU is better at basketball. And at football, we usually root for K State because K State's better at football. Now, if you are a K State family or a KU family, you only root for those teams. You don't cross. And
Hmm.
if you marry someone from a different team, then you're a house divided.
Yikes.
Usually there's no
There's a
cross,
Bluey
but
episode about that.
a house divided.
By sports.
That's funny.
I didn't really pay attention to college sports like growing up in Illinois. Like I knew about like all the Chicago teams that we'd pay attention to, but
Yeah.
Pay attention to is a loose term, maybe.
See, college
I did go to an Illini game for basketball.
college sports to me, it didn't like my parents love college sports, but they didn't love the college sports of Kansas where we lived. They loved their college sports of like where they grew up. So I didn't really root for a home team until I was in high school. And then I actually switched teams because I went to the other one's college.
Hmm.
But I
What
don't
do you
really
do
care about.
there?
Well, KU was winning when I was in high school, and they like won the championship the year I was in high school. So it was like huge news, and like a ton of my friends were huge KU fans, and so I became a KU fan in high school. But then I ended up going to K State, and you can't be a K State fan and a KU fan, so I had to pick.
Hmm. Interesting.
So
I
you
liked
jumped
K
on the
State better.
bandwagon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a bandwagon fan.
Bandwagoner.
I was in high school. I was, but now I'm an alum, so I can count it.
Yeah, I didn't really go to a college that was like great in sports. So,
I didn't go
I
to
mean, we were
college.
fine, but I didn't really pay attention that much either.
Daniela, I didn't go to college.
You didn't.
That's not true. You did go to college.
Technically, you did go to college.
Okay, but
You've
like
taken college
online, all
classes.
of it, never in person. No, no, no. I take business and stuff.
I said you take college classes.
I thought you said fun classes.
No, I said you take
I
college
said there are
classes.
fun classes. I don't anymore.
Just the last semester.
I did.
Yeah,
I
to be
did one
fair,
and a half years.
you were taking like art and stuff, so
Did 1.5
Last
years.
semester I was,
yeah.
because I ran out of stuff that actually would be useful to me.
What did you take away from your college experience, Daniel?
That I am not meant to be a student.
That's okay. School is not
At
for
least not in
everyone.
the formal setting of student.
Yeah. I think you would do
I
much
already
better in
kind of
the,
knew that though.
you would do a lot better in some kind of like apprenticeship program where you were more hands-on, get to do.
Yeah.
That's just your learning style, and that's
Especially
okay.
especially now that I'm unmedicated.
Yeah, probably. My brother didn't do college either. He took IT. He got a book right after he graduated that was like studying for these IT exams. He took and passed both exams very quickly and then has been working his way up since. So he didn't go to college either, and he actually has more money than I do because he didn't have any college loans. He lived with his my parents for like a year after. He saved up a lot of money. He's a single guy. All he's got is a cat. And he lived very below his means for a long time. He lives higher now, especially because he lives in a more expensive city now. But he still had like a lot of money saved up before he went out there. My parents
A
always
lot of money
joked
saved
that
up.
my parents joked that he had more money than anyone in the family combined.
Oh,
That's
well,
Jillian.
not anymore.
No, law school
Jillian,
did
if
some
you
damage.
count your money collection, which I know to you isn't
I
spendable money,
don't
but if
count
you
that.
But if you counted that, you 100% have more money than anyone
Yeah. I
else. I know
have
you don't count
a
it because it's
safe
not money you
full
can
of
spend.
cash that is just bills I've collected that are like, I will never spend them because I think the bills are cool.
That's so random.
It's not necessarily ones that she just thinks are cool. It is like collectible bills. Or
Yeah,
it's like money she's got from other countries that she's been to,
that's
whatever it
cool.
is. We would always
Yeah,
Yeah,
get like
I
silver
like I have
dollars from
sequential
our great
bills
grandma.
and like
You
really
still have
old
all the silver
money.
dollars, Jillian?
Yeah,
that's cool. I think I still have a $2 bill somewhere. Maybe.
our
We have a
dad has all
collection
the
of
$2
$2 bills at our
bills.
house because our dad collects those.
He
That's
loves
cool.
$2 bills. So
When I worked at the coffee shop, I would get those sometimes in the tip jar, and I would always, or like
Take
if
them to your
someone
dad.
paid with it, I would like get money from my wallet in exchange so that I could take it home for him.
I hated when the new $100 bill came out, the one with like the hologram in it.
Yeah.
I hated how it looked. And I was
I
like,
do too.
I never want one of these $100 bills. So every time somebody had like an old $100 bill that didn't have the security strip, I would exchange them money for the old $100 bills. So I just have a stockpile of old $100 bills.
Oh my God, Jillian. That is so funny. I remember when that change happened actually because I was working at a grocery store and people would come in and pay sometimes with cash and $100 bills. And I like the first time I saw one, I was like, "What is this? This looks like Monopoly money."
I remember when it happened because I remember Jillian being upset about it.
Yeah, I was very upset about
That's what I
I can
remember
tell
about
considering what you did. That's nuts.
it.
That's psycho
I,
behavior.
yeah, I was really big
So,
into cash when I was a kid.
so,
Okay, hold on. I want Jillian to tell the story of what she did to people that owed her money.
Okay, so this, I do this to every person, but um, there was once where somebody owed me money and she hadn't paid me back, like any of it. So I had like I would handwrite out like little pieces of paper with bill, like here's the bill you owe me and stuff. So I'd given her a bunch of those and she hadn't paid me back. So I wrote her a new one and I attached it to, you know, like those play horses where it's like the
Hmm.
horse head and then the stick that you like ride around. I took one of those and put the like bill on top of the horse head and then put the horse head in her bed. And I said, "You owe me money. You need to pay."
Oh my God. You were so threatening.
it's giving mafia.
Uh,
Yeah. It's giving bail bondsman.
She
it was
actually
called The
did
Bank
get
of Jillian
nicknamed.
Frawley.
Yeah, and she was like, people were like, don't take money from the mafia. Like, they would call her the mafia.
Yeah. Yeah, and they like people were warned, they're like, don't borrow money from Jillian.
Yeah, because she'll come after you.
I thought I was pretty nice, okay? I was giving people money when they needed it. They just had to pay me back.
Did you charge interest?
Yeah, of course I charged
Yeah.
interest. The whole reason I started this was because I learned about compound interest.
Oh my God.
And
Oh,
I was like,
funny.
oh, that's
You're
free
like, I could
money.
get more back?
I was like, I'm the only one of my friends who has cash, so of course I'll give you some money.
Before we got onto this, Daniela, you were gonna say something. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna move topics to the movie.
Okay, let's go ahead. You guys went and saw another movie this weekend. Please tell me about it. I
Went and
finally
saw
watched the
Project Hail
trailer for
Mary.
it, by the way, and it was not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
What were you
I
expecting?
don't know. I just knew it was about space.
So, did you like it from the trailer? Like, are you interested in it?
I think the idea still scares me, especially when it said produced by the people who made The Martian, and that movie scared me.
What about the movie
So,
scared you,
did
just like
you?
being stuck in space?
Yes.
Did you watch Interstellar?
No.
Alec hasn't made you watch Interstellar.
When I tell you that I don't like space, I don't watch movies that have to do with space.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't like this one then.
Yeah, it solely takes place in space pretty much.
Well, and there's some things that happen that would probably scare
Probably.
Yeah.
you.
So please, review. What was your
So,
rating?
10 out
My
of
rating is
5.
10 out of 5.
It was really good.
Okay.
And I
Like
hear that if you read
literally
the book, it's even better.
every single emotion that you can feel was felt.
Yeah, they do a great job with
Tears,
like the characters and the
tears
story.
were
Like
shed.
the emotion is really there.
Tears, full tears were shed. Laughs were laughed. Fear, there was fear,
The complaints
anxiety.
I've heard about it have been more about like the science was lacking. Not that it was like inaccurate, but that they
Hmm.
just didn't explain things. But if you read the
Okay.
book, all of that is explained.
And the science is accurate. The author of the book like extensively went into the research of the science and it's all accurate.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is also like almost 3 hours. It's like 2 hours, 45 minutes or something. And they cut an hour of footage. So there's like the original cut that they wanted to show was another hour long.
They should have just done two movies.
Well, I'm
Well,
I'm
but
just waiting for the special edition
yeah,
extended cut.
everyone who's seen it is like released the additional footage. Like
Yeah.
everyone wants it. And I get
Yeah,
it.
make it like
I
the
would sit and watch that if it was 4 hours.
Okay.
Genuinely.
So,
Yeah.
from you guys, any complaints?
Um,
There were a couple scenes that were kind of spinny and a tiny bit motion sticky. Because there
Okay.
was
I
like
was I
spinning
was
on
fine
top
with
of
all of it.
spinning. I didn't actually feel motion sickness, but I could like if someone does get like motion sick from watching stuff, I could see that being a problem. It's not
Okay.
necessarily a complaint of mine, but something I did notice.
Um, there were a couple of things where I was like, I do wish they had explained or like had a scene or something. Um, there was one thing with, do you want spoilers? You want me
I'm
to
probably not
explain?
going to watch it, so go ahead.
Okay, so
Spoiler warning, skip if you don't want to.
spoiler alerts. So, our main character, Grace, he meets an alien
Grace is his
out in
last name
space.
also, just so you know.
Okay. Ryan
Yes.
Gosling.
Yes, Ryan
Yes.
Gosling. He meets an alien out in space
Yeah, the
named
Rock character.
Rocky. Yes. Um, and like all of Rocky's crew died. All of Grace's crew died. And they were trying to figure out like how Rocky's crew died. And we like learned that Rocky's alien race didn't know about radiation. And so then Grace figures out, he's like, oh, your crew probably died from radiation poisoning. Um, and then like Rocky gets, they like collect what they need to collect to save their planets, and then they each like head their separate ways to go back to their planets. And it wasn't like made clear that Grace made sure Rocky wouldn't be exposed to radiation and die on his way back. But like we
No, it
later in the
wasn't made
movie,
clear, but I think that the discussion because they did like it was explained how Rocky didn't get the radiation and how he was still survived.
yes,
So I think
he was
that
protected by the
just
astrophage, and then later in the movie, Ryan Gosling's
you would just
character.
say astrophase like she's gonna know what that is. That's what they were using as fuel.
Okay.
This was like the stuff
And
that they were collecting that was killing their planets.
yeah,
Um,
but they were using
but
it as fuel.
but something happens towards the end of the movie, and the cure that they found to kill the astrophage like got out. It was no longer contained in Grace's ship. And he was like, oh, it's going to get out in Rocky's ship and it's going to eat all his astrophage and then he's going to be exposed to radiation. Like he could die from radiation poisoning just and like they won't have fuel, so he'll just be stuck floating in space and he'll die like a slow, painful death. So that, like everybody heartbroken, sad moment.
Yeah.
But his explanation of that made me feel like he probably made sure Rocky was going to be safe from the radiation poisoning, but they didn't really make that clear. We also didn't learn what Grace's crew died from.
No, we
That
Just
was
that they
just
all
didn't.
like a
died.
little,
I
yeah,
kind of
they
was
died. They were dead.
under the impression that something with their like induced comas went wrong, and that part of the reason it didn't go wrong for him was because he was induced so much earlier than the crew. Because he was like,
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. They didn't explain what
How long
maybe
happened
did
or
that's
it
explained
take?
in the book.
Alec and I were debating this. How long did it take for him to get from Earth to the planet or the star?
11 years.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He was put in a coma, but then his probe that he was sending back was only going to take 4 years to get there. So I don't know
Because
why
it's smaller and
that
it
would
can
get
go
there faster.
pew.
Yeah.
But I think like his return trip would have also taken 4 years because there
I
was a
think
point where
that
he
it
was
took,
going to be able to go home.
I think because he wasn't piloting it there, possibly. It was just like autopilot essentially. And they were trying to
I don't know.
conserve fuel.
I mean, there's also the thing
I
about
don't know. It
when you're
also
like,
was a suicide mission.
yes, that was like established from the beginning that
That he would die.
anybody who went on this mission wouldn't have enough fuel to get back. So they would kill themselves up in space,
That's
which is
so
why they
sad.
had the probes to send the information back.
Which is also why there was
It's
only
a,
three of them on the ship.
it's a really great movie.
It
Like
really is.
because it goes back and forth between like how they're learning about the issue and the preparation for the mission and everything, and then
Yeah,
like
this one,
into
so
present day
this
where
one,
they're doing the
Miranda,
mission.
this one had time jumps like the last movie we saw, where like we're
Reminders
in
of
the
him.
present with him and then it goes back. But this one actually had a purpose for that because we didn't know how he ended up on the ship. He
Yeah.
was not
Yeah.
supposed to be on the ship, but we
The
didn't know how he ended up on the ship. And he didn't know either because he couldn't remember because of the coma. So like we're seeing him remember things throughout the movie.
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
And then the revelation of how he ended up on the ship was crazy.
Was crazy.
Like raised a huge ethical question.
Yeah.
Like what would you do in that situation? Kind of thing. I guess we can tell her. She's not gonna watch it. So,
I don't think I'm gonna
It
watch it.
just
It
feels
sounds
like a
scary.
huge spoiler. Like that's like
huge
the point
spoiler.
of like huge.
Bigger spoiler than what we've already said. So the astrophage stuff that they were working with was like super powerful. Like just a little bit of it could melt a ton of metal. And so they were like being really careful with it and everything. And then in the preparation for the mission, all of the science. So for the mission, they needed a pilot, a scientist, and like an engineer person or something like that.
Yeah.
3 people were going. They had the pilot and the engineer, and then they had like scientists, and Grace was training all the scientists. So they were like learning how to use the astrophage. There was an accident and an explosion. All the scientists were killed. So he was the only one left who knew how to do the mission. And it was 3 days until launch. And he was like, so do we like
And
put this off?
if they didn't launch on time, like there was no point in launching. Like the planet was dead.
Yeah. So um they were basically like, you have to go. And he was like, I'm not going. I can't do it. And he was like, I'm not
That's where
trained for
the
this.
scene in the trailer comes from where he's like, I
Yeah,
put
he's
the
like,
knot.
I'm not an
I put the
astronaut.
knot in astronaut. And
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, he also was very aware of the suicide mission of this. And he was
Okay.
like, you guys are so brave. I could never do that. Like he was saying that this whole time.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, can I think about it? And then they gave him a few hours to think about it. He
He
came
literally
back
said
and he
you
was
have
like,
3 hours.
he's like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. He's like, I'm not that guy. And they put him like they chase after him. Like he starts to run, they chase after him, catch him and
They
drug him
start
and put
to
him in a
like,
coma and force him to go.
yeah, they like tried to corner him in the office that he was like, no, I'm not going. And he like got out and ran out the door and like was running like across the facility grounds. And they like tackled him to the ground. And the like bodyguard guy who had been with him since the beginning of like trying to figure out what was going on,
Who was his
like
friend?
who like had become his friend, like completely stabbed him in the back and was like, you have to go.
That's
Like
so
you'll be
sad.
great.
And they were
And they
This
like,
drugged
movie
him
sounds
and
horribly sad.
it is sad. There's a lot of sadness, but it has a great ending. If it makes you feel any better,
yeah,
there's a very happy
Does
ending.
he die?
No,
no.
Oh, thank God.
And neither does Rocky.
it was close. We cut it
There
close a
there
couple
were there
times.
were two distinct times where Rocky was extremely close to death.
And so was Grace. Like,
Yeah,
Yikes.
yeah.
yeah. So, but then so he remembers that he didn't voluntarily go on this mission because like this whole time he was kind of like he knew throughout the whole movie that it was a suicide mission, like even in the present. And like Rocky was calling him brave and everything, and he was like, "But I'm not." He's like, "I'm just not that kind of person." And so like he was kind of confused.
Like he
And
didn't
then
know
he
anyone there.
learns
That he didn't actually
that
volunteer.
he didn't choose to do this. But then he has the chance, like Rocky figures it out so he can have enough fuel so he can go home. So like Grace can go back to Earth.
Well, the way he lives is Rocky brings him to his planet, and Rocky's people build him like
Whoa,
this
whoa, whoa.
dome thing.
Whoa,
No,
you're skipping ahead.
I'm not. They build him the dome thing, and then Rocky comes to the island and tells him that his team has his ship.
You went too far ahead.
That's literally where you were.
No, I was saying that when Grace told Rocky, I can't go home because we don't have enough fuel. Rocky figured like Rocky was going to share his fuel with Grace so Grace could go back to Earth. So they complete the mission, figure out how to save the planets, and then they each go their separate ways to go back to their planets. And that's when Grace has his realization about the cure that they found is killing the astrophage and Rocky's going to die. So then he had to choose between himself going back to Earth and then or going and saving Rocky. And then he chose to sacrifice himself and go and save Rocky, even though it meant him not getting to go back to Earth and him having to die.
Yeah.
And then Rocky fixes everything and he gets to go to Rocky's planet, which is like super hazardous to him, but Rocky's girlfriend builds him a biodome so he can live. And so
Does he
cute.
live there?
Yeah. And
Well,
Rocky
so
even like,
Hey, Rocky's, they build him the dome, and he's like temporarily living there while his ship gets fixed by the other Rocky people. Um, and Rocky comes and like tells him like that his ship is ready and they have enough fuel and whatever, and he can go home. And he says, "Can I think about it?" And Rocky says that he can think about it forever,
for a
basically.
very long time.
Yeah, he's like, keep thinking about it. And also Rocky speaks a different language, and um Grace like made a program on his computer that like translates it. Like he would be like, "What is this word in your language?" And Rocky would like make the sounds, and then he would like type it into the code and whatever. So like that's how they communicated most of the movie. But then at the end, Grace can understand Rocky without the translation, and it was so sweet.
That is sweet.
And then
If
he
I
ends
were
up
gonna
staying
watch,
on Rocky's planet
I would probably
and
only
being
watch
like
for
the
Rocky.
Rocky's so good. But
Yeah, he stays.
because Rocky is so good, it is a tearjerker because there's a lot of times where
He almost
it's
dies.
just really sad. Well, and then you learn about how much Rocky has like lost and sacrificed.
Mhm.
Yeah, I probably won't watch this movie.
It's so
Yeah, but
good
then
though.
I know it's good,
Grace.
but let me tell you. Okay, have you
No,
seen The
there
Martian?
are some I haven't. I know the gist of it. I know what happens.
Okay. Every time that man is about to die because he can't breathe or because the conditions on the Mars are just unlivable, I was like shaking in my boot. Like my stomach was clenched tight. Like I got so nauseous I thought I was gonna throw up. Like I
Yeah.
can't watch that kind of stuff.
No, I'm specifically thinking about what happens when it's like the big, I think, conflict, like tension part of the movie where they have to like go into this planet to collect samples and he has to like go out while their ship is moving on this planet and
They have to be in
collect the
like the
samples.
orbit of the planet, but they can't land on the planet, otherwise the ship will be destroyed.
Like the ship wasn't made to actually like enter another atmosphere.
My goodness.
Um, but like
Maybe
he has
all
to
three.
go out of the ship and like do a spacewalk to collect this
Yeah,
stuff and then like
that was so
they need the
stressful just also thinking
samples
about
and
it.
like the sample thing gets thrown and he has to go back and catch it and then he gets smacked and like he almost doesn't make it back in.
And meanwhile, also nobody is steering the ship because Rocky has to be in his little like bubble thing, so he can't
Yeah.
steer the ship at all.
And then the ship gets hit and like they have to all of their fuel supplies is being hit. So they have to dislodge all the fuel. And then like they're
It
sent
was
into a tailspin and it's
That sounds so
it was
stressful.
intense.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
And
Nope.
then
Nope.
like
I'm good.
and
I'm
then
happy to hear
Grace
about it from
gets
you guys.
like Grace gets like back in the seat, and then he also like while they're like spinning out or whatever, he like gets him up enough, but then he gets knocked out, like the ship gets hit or whatever, and he gets like his seat smashes forward,
it's
and he
just like
like
too many G forces that he like
yeah,
can't hit the buttons he needs to hit. And so then Rocky is in like his little protected biosphere thing and he leaves his sphere to hit the button,
he like
but then
busts
he
out
starts
to
like
hit the button, but then he starts to like
die.
die, but he continues to get Grace to the little robot doctor dude,
Like
like
medic
drags him there to be like
while he's dying
mended
and
to
he's
because
like
he's
screeching like
bleeding.
Rocky is screeching this whole time because he's
Yeah,
dying.
it was sad.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And then Rocky
But
had
it's
to
really
like
good.
hibernate essentially. And then Rocky had to like hibernate pretty much for like
And we didn't know if
days.
Rocky was gonna make it.
And we didn't know if he was gonna live or not. He like made it back to his little biosphere, but like he was like so like hurt that he was like hibernating for days. And when they sleep, they can't sense danger or anything, so like they won't like wake up if something is like happening. So on their planet, they like watch each other sleep. Like they watch over each other. Like they take turns sleeping.
Okay.
So um Grace like laid like on the biosphere, like sat against it the whole time and like slept there the whole time while he waited for he's like, I'll watch over you, and it was so sad. It was so good.
Yeah. But that it was a very long scene. Like all the stuff it took quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
But Danielle and I were like gripping each other in the movie theater.
Yeah. There is definitely some anxiety.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Well, I think I'm good. I've heard about it from y'all. I know about it now, and I never have to watch it. I can just
Would
know and
you
experience it through you.
would you feel the same anxiety like reading about it? Like that
I
same
was
level
thinking
that
about
you feel?
potentially, probably not
I'm
as
thinking about
anxiety.
reading the book.
I might read it instead because it really is
At
watching
least
it that
try.
makes me feel claustrophobic.
Yeah, at least give it a try.
Yeah, I could try it. And then I can know all the science, which I
Yeah.
probably won't understand anyways.
The movie is also just really funny. Like there's a lot of humor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ryan Gosling probably helps with that. He's funny.
Yeah, Rocky's pretty
that's
funny
true.
too.
And I did learn a couple things about it. I saw like a couple interviews before we were able to go see it. And his kids came in, like he was pretty much alone on set. Like it was very solitary because like
Hmm.
Rocky is a puppet.
Yeah,
And so like sometimes his kids would come in and say Rocky's lines to him. So like there was like
that's cute.
people he knew like talking to him. There's a scene in the movie where he's like dancing with a broom, and that was like a day that he came to set and he's like, I can't do another day by myself. So like the director and whoever else made him like this broom person and they named it, and then it made it into the movie.
Yeah.
But like that was unscripted. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Mhm.
I think anything else we were planning for this evening can be pushed to next week because we've been going for an hour and a half and
We
also
also won't have F1.
we don't have any F1 races for a while. So we're going to have to save up our content. But we'll have more TV shows, we'll have more books and pop culture moments to review next week. But until then, goodbye.
Bye.